And I was supposed to leave on Friday last week to go back to New York. And I'm telling you, my charge in Jamaica was so guided by His Majesty that I didn't have to do nothing. Everything that I envisioned in my head, that I wanted to achieve and see done, just happened. Majesty just worked it. Everything just fall into place. Everybody I wanted to see. And I was getting ready to leave. And that was my vision that I didn't get to accomplish. Meeting with the mansion and forging some unity. And when Junior Negus, when I went into the yard, same time I was driving up, I was walking up, since I was driving into the gate. Because I imagine he's a hard person to tie down. So that was, Majesty right there. And I said to him, everything that I really wanted to accomplish, and everybody I wanted to see, except I wanted to see Junior Negus. And he said to me, see him out in the yard? So when you work with faith and love, clean hands and a pure heart, Majesty makes things just fall in place to you.
True, Mom.
And that is why if we come together with that love for one another, that unity that we can have, Majesty gonna just make everything just fall in place and guide us and tell us what to do and how to go about it. We just have to have that faith in Him that He's in charge. Because how can we keep calling upon His name and calling upon His name and yet still we are doubting?
I can't do without it.
Yeah, can't do without it. So, as I said now, it's I and I who come into that oneness of purpose and mind to make a decision now how we're going to move forward. The Ethiopian World Federation is not here to say do it this way or do it that way. Because we need all the minds working together. We need the bright minds. We need the educated ones. We need the spiritual ones. For there to bring that spirituality, to bring in this
guidance.
The guidance that we need.
Someone really do.
So, so at this point now, I don't know if there's any questions for I and I.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
To strengthen what the daughter said about the Ethiopian World Federation. Right? I and I know that organization had get the authorization from His Imperial Majesty to gather those who desire to return home to Africa. Right?
Yes, sir.
I have an idea now, and some of my brethren have seen the idea as how I see. I and I intend to call a demonstration in the English-speaking Caribbean upon a specific date, whether this year August or next year August, through emancipation. See. So I and I brethren are organizing that demonstration right now. See. We have lots of brethren from the English-speaking Caribbean right here now. And all those brethren are desirous of returning home to Africa. See? So right now, to balance what the daughter said, I do know the daughter looking upon the idea that I show the daughter. It can work, but I and I see that way.
Well, I've just been introduced to that idea, and I think the coming together is good. It don't necessarily have to be a demonstration. Or if it is a demonstration, what we're demonstrating for. You understand? So we don't have to say demonstration. Sometimes
agitation.
You know, whatever it is. Like when they came up with the Million Man March, the Million Man March, they didn't say it was a demonstration. You know, but so demonstration might take on something negative when it's something positive, but that coming together sounds 100% like something that would show the world that we are of one mind right throughout the Caribbean, and I'm sure throughout the US and even Europe.
In a little assistance to what Bongo has said.
Yes.
The demonstration will come off in a form as a demonstration because it will be seeking dialogue with the government in various regions, Foreign Affairs Minister, Minister of Culture, to have dialogue with the Rastafari movement seriously and going home. The role that their government should play and put something in place.
Well, that is one of the reasons. Definitely we need to come together. Even as I've been in EWF for a while and I never hear anybody mention it, but in my head, I know that it's something I need to do, is to go and speak with the different governments in the Caribbean, including Cuba. I know that I'm supposed to go and meet with Castro, because I've seen Castro build houses and hospitals and all over in different countries that need it. So people like that, if we say, you know what I mean? If we decide that, okay, that is just one idea, you know, I have to have the idea in my head. Somebody like Chavez, you know, Chavez, them, I know, they put ads on the TV in America. If you're in America and you don't have oil to keep you warm in the winter, Chavez give you oil. See? So when we go to, if we go to some country like that, it's not all the countries are with, you know, but the countries can back us within the United Nations. Because a lot of the countries not gonna hand us something.
No hands on.
They're not gonna hand us, say, here is $600 million to develop your village. You understand?
Just a little straightening out, and the fact that your program now wouldn't directly be going to a country. This is why your status within the UN, because once you sit in the UN, you have the opportunity of all nations of the world volunteering to assist such a righteous cause. Then you would decide which country we visit.
Right. But, you know, that physical connection within the country where you go and you present yourself to these, you know, it's good publicity, and it also put them on the spot, on the ground, that, you know, where people see what is going on. Yes.
If I want to ask a friend of EWF, right? Are they still in possession and nationality or what kind of respect or the government, present government have to the nationality that's present?
As a matter of fact, the International Executive Council has been making an effort to send a delegation from the council of about 4 to 5 people to Ethiopia, to Sashaman, to secure the deed, which is there, right? And also to have talks with the government. They say the government wants to see us. We have enough money for 2 tickets so far. So our convention is July, when a new council will be elected. So hopefully whatever we are doing, the new council we want to put things in place so that the new council comes in.
I beg your pardon of wording, lady.
Yes.
Have any linkage
But let me just finish with the question. Yes, we are recognized and in communication with the Ethiopian government, who communicate with us through the representatives on the land grant, who are totally working with I&I. Brother Solomon Wolf, Brother Moody, and Rastagar. They are 100% with I&I as the International Executive Council. There is no question about that. They are not working with anybody else.
Thank you, Mom.
Yes.
You have answered.
I answered the question. Yes, that is very important, and that is why I know we are standing on firm ground, acknowledged by the government. It may not be the government that we want, but whatever government is there, we are going to work with, because we are the Ethiopian World Federation is supposed to be non-partisan.
And this is why now the Ethiopian World Federation, in terms of Shashamane land, is not going to go from the bottom, because we already know that Ethiopia is a rebellious system down there within government since 1974. Whatever problem I have, I must present it in the United Nations first and get their advice as to what is to be done, because they're going to tell us what to do in Shashamane by contacting the government in Ethiopia. So there's nothing I can do on the ground floor. We must walk the right way if we're going to get to the right.
Well, the government, this government that's there, they granted and extended our NGO status there. There are many others that they took away. Or, but they are, and also a big part of the land, I understand, is taken up by the indigenous people. We don't intend to move them, but we also understand that the government said they will keep the promise of His Majesty, that when that land is used up, they will give us other land, and I understand that other land is already pointed out. So I, the Ethiopian World Federation, need to go there, and that is why sisters made this suggestion that we should get a panel delegation committee together from the different nations and make a delegation to Ethiopia. So what was interesting, last week I was invited to an event, Black Liberation Day event, put on by the Honorable Babsy Grange's ministry. And the Nigerian ambassador was there. I think, which other country? South Africa?
Yes.
Who else was there? Senegal?
Yes.
The Cuban government ambassador was there, and the Asian. What was interesting was that the Nigerian government said in 2 months' time, there will be a direct flight from Jamaica to Nigeria. Right. And also, he said visas would only take a day or two to get. So we're talking about now the people who want to repatriate, who can pay to go, right? Because they also said they have land set aside that we can buy. Okay? So that's good for the people who can afford it to know that they can go into Nigeria
by
land. But that is not what we are about.
No,
but we will take we want to be on that first flight.
Yeah, to
Nigeria.
Priceless.
And then, yes, complimentary, because it's just them personally. And then we're gonna jump from there over to Ethiopia. So, so that we can talk with the Ethiopian government and make sure that everything right. And what we are doing when we